really wild animals out there? Have you ever wondered? Is this lemur itching for a neck rub? Why would an iguana take a deep-sea dip? Where can a fur seal find fun in the sun? And who is that little devil howling in the forest? Well, the answers are all ahead, so wiggle your eyeballs and stick out your tongue. It's National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. Hey gang, it's me, Spin, your twirling tour guide, here to take you to some of the most magical places on Earth. Islands. From Maui to Madagascar, Guam to the Galapagos, you'll find islands all around me. An island can be big as a small continent or as small as a big rock. But all islands have one thing in common. They're completely surrounded by water, which means they've been isolated or separated from the rest of the world, many for millions of years. Over time, island animals have developed their own ways of doing things, which may seem, well, a little different. But hey, what would you be like if you lived alone on a little piece of land way out in the ocean? Strange as they may seem, island animals have become experts at living in some of the weirdest, wackiest, most wonderful places on Earth.
Island life is special, just a little strange. Through the years of living here, we've changed. Some of us grew larger, some of us slowed down. That's what happens when you hang around. It's a different way of getting by. Welcome to the islands. Come on. Island life is easy for raising families. We don't have a lot of enemies. Ooh, it sure gets crowded all along the sand. Everybody wants a piece of land. If you swim or if you fly, drop on by the islands. Geographically disconnected. That's why we're so well protected. Woo! The ocean's good for hunting, the island's good for rest. Find that special mate to share your nest. Our world is unique, come take a peek. You may never say goodbye. Welcome to the islands.
Let's sail to Madagascar, an island in the Indian Ocean. Millions of years ago, Madagascar broke off and drifted away from the coast of Africa. Today it's full of animals you won't find anywhere else on Earth, so don't even bother looking. Some of Madagascar's most famous residents are these guys, the lemurs. There are 30 different species or kinds of lemurs, and nearly all of them live right here on Madagascar. My vote for the lemurs that run circles around the rest? The ring-tailed lemurs! I wonder how ring-tailed lemurs got their name. Oh, yes. Ringtails live in groups called troops. Those ringy tails help each lemur keep in touch with his troop, and they warn rival lemurs to keep away from his territory. Other lemurs have their own ways of staking out their turf. like the Sepharkas, who get their name from that distinctive hiccup call. They don't have fancy tails to wave around, so Sepharkas use that hiccup call to let other lemurs know they're on Sepharka territory. But say you're a Sepharka and you've got to step away for a bit, how do you protect your part of the forest? You stink it up with your own special smell. Sepharkas have scent glands on their wrists, their neck, and even their well, you get the idea. That smells a signal to other lemurs that they're on this guy's turf, and they'd better shove off. Down on the ground, the ringtails are smelling it up for a different reason. Ringtail males rub scent on their tails before a fight, better known as a stink fight. Once their tails are good and stinky, these guys shake them like crazy at each other, and after just one whiff, P.U. We've got a winner. So, what's the big stink about? A lovely lady lemur. In the lemur language of love, it's the smelliest guy who gets the girl. All this love stuff can lead to just one thing: little lemurs. Like human babies, young lemurs spend a lot of time hanging around mom, but soon they're off to explore and practice leaping through Madagascar's forests. Oh dear. Better take a lesson from a pro. For lemurs, leaping's not just for the trees. It's also a great way to get around on the ground. See you later, lemur. Well, that's all for Madagascar, so let's... Whoa! Oh yes, that sticky tongue reminds me I am forgetting somebody. Meet Madagascar's chameleons. More than half of all chameleon species live right here. These lizards are wizards at sneaking up on their favorite snacks: bugs. Chameleon feet are specially shaped to clamp onto thin tree branches, and a gripping prehensile tail helps them hang on. Most of the time. Each eye moves independently, which lets chameleons look in two different directions at the same time. Once those eyes lock in on a target, it's goodbye bug! Whoa! And that's the chameleon's coolest feature: a sticky tongue that can be as long as his body and stays bunched up inside his mouth, just waiting for a buggy breakfast to blunder by. Swish! Chameleons 2, bugs 0. And now, on to our next island.
Lurking deep in the mysterious briny island waters, shocking to all who witness its wrath, crawling from the deep to consume everything in its path, you must fear the hideous monster from the deep. Run, don't walk to a theater near you to see the scaly, slimy monster with teeth of steel and a heart of pure evil, tearing everything in its path into shreds for its own twisted pleasure.
Stop! No. This is totally untrue. These guys aren't monsters at all. Actually, they're some of the nicest lizards you'll ever meet. Say hi to the marine iguanas of the Galapagos. Among the world's islands, the Galapagos are some of the most famous, mostly due to the work of a scientist named Charles Darwin. Way back in 1835, Darwin discovered that many animals had changed or adapted to make the most of their island home, like the iguanas. At one time, all the iguanas on the Galapagos lived on land, where they ate prickly pear, cactus, and other plants. But some iguanas found food in a different place. They developed a taste for seafood. Seaweed, to be exact. Over time, they became two different kinds or species of iguana: the land iguana and the marine iguana. Darwin called this process evolution. A revolutionary idea! Islands like the Galapagos are unique places, each with its own special mix of plants and animals. Scientists call this an ecosystem, a place where every living thing depends on each other for survival. Check it out.
It's the amazing ecosystem. While other systems give you miles of pipes or piles of files, the amazing ecosystem gives you everything you'll need to live a well-balanced life in the splendor of nature. You'll get land, plants, water, and ideal weather conditions. You'll also get an assortment of animal life, from insects to reptiles to, yes, even mammals. The amazing ecosystem is available in hundreds of different models like Tropical Paradise, Desert Dunes, and the ever-popular Tundra. Act now and we'll include a unique island ecosystem available nowhere else on Earth. But hurry, pristine, all-natural ecosystems are going fast. The Amazing Ecosystem by Spinco.
Next, let's travel to Tasmania, an island off the southern coast of Australia. This is rough country, and it takes one tough cookie to survive here. Meet Tasmania's most notorious native, the Tasmanian devil. Ugh! Breath mint? Even though the devil is no larger than your average house cat, she's still the toughest animal in Tasmania. And she's one mean meat eater. Devils will eat just about anything they can get those teeth on. So Tasmania's itty-bitty qualls stay out of their way. Which is just fine for this devil mom. She's heading for a den while her young grow in her pouch. You see, Tasmanian devils are marsupials. What's a marsupial?
The following is a test of the marsupial broadcast system. Warning signs that you may be a marsupial are: your mother has a pouch that you like to hang out in. You have hair on your body and a fondness for milk. You live in Australia or Tasmania. And your friends call you quall, kangaroo, or even wombat. In the event that you are an actual marsupial, please crawl into the nearest pouch and await further instructions. Thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Meanwhile, after spending about 4 months in their mother's pouch, 2 brand new devils are ready to enter the world. Oh, so young and already so crabby. Well, if these little devils are going to grow up to be Tasmania's tough guys, they've got to start right away. This echidna presents them with their first big problem. And it's a prickly one. I've heard echidnas make a nice meal if you can just get your mouth near them. Eggs are a bit easier. And anyway, Tasmanian devils aren't picky eaters. But don't invite them to dinner. They talk with their mouth full, they don't take turns, and they eat like Tasmanian devils. A Tas can consume up to 1/3 of his own weight at one sitting. That's like your dad eating 50 steaks for dinner. Devils will devour fur, skin, and even bones. There's no doggy bag needed when a Tas leaves the table.
And now it's time for the swinging new dance show that has all the kids tapping their feet and wiggling in their seats. It's the Big Bird Boparama.
Hey kids, it's Big Ben, and you're watching the Big Bird Boparama. This week we have a special treat for all you fine feathered fans out there. The marvelous moves of island birds. Act number 1, the Birds of Paradise dancers from Papua New Guinea. Ladybirds of Paradise flip when their fellas flutter those fabulous feathers. Fantastic! Act number 2 is flown in all the way from the Crozet Islands. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Albatross doing the albatross. These crazy kids spend months alone hunting out at sea, and when they finally get together, they do a special dance they've been rehearsing for years. Let's give the happy couple a hand. Finally, act number 3 from the Galapagos Islands, the blue-footed booby. He doesn't need fancy footwork to get a girl because he's already got fancy feet. Hey, Mr. Booby, shuffle those big blue feet of yours. Well, that's all for the Big Bird Boparama Show. Tune in next week for those nutty, crazy, mixed-up birds of New Zealand.
Whoa! You'll find birds on almost every island, but some of the strangest are here by Australia, on the islands of New Zealand. Take New Zealand's White Island. It's the tip of a vast volcano where vents spew steam that can reach 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Youch! So why is White Island home to this goofy group of gannets? You'd think all these steam vents would cook this guy's goose. Well, he and his gannet gang are smart enough to stay away from the hottest steam, while making a safe home on an island no one else will go near. Next time you're looking for a place to take a sauna, go ask a gannet.
I think I'll take a little steam bath myself.
Whoa! What happened to the heat? I've landed in the Southern Alps, a snowy mountain range on New Zealand's South Island. Looks like a penguin paradise, right? Wrong! In New Zealand, this is a place for parrots. Around the world, parrots live in the hot tropics, but New Zealand's kea has adapted just fine to life in the ice and snow. The kea's big feet are great snowshoes, and that curved beak makes a handy ice pick when climbing up snowy slopes. Keas mate for life, which means these guys have lots of practice working as a team to bring up their chicks. Mom's job is to stay in the nest with the new chicks, so it's up to Dad to hunt up grubs and bring the goodies home. Dad baths up some lunch to Mum, and Mum passes it on to the kids. That's called the bath chain. The chicks have a special slot that Mum's beak fits right into. After 4 months in the nest, our frisky kea chicks step out for the first time, and they immediately start looking for food that isn't bird bath. But you don't know what makes a good meal until you do some taste testing. Rocks? No. Flowers? Well, berries. Now that's more like it. And breakfast is served. But wait, what about the penguins? If they're not up here in the snow, where are they? They're scrambling ashore on a patch of penguin paradise, the Snares Islands. Other penguins might think ice is nice, but these guys would rather summer in the Snares' lush forests. It's a safe, sheltered place to raise the chicks and meet up with your penguin pals. But after several months ashore, they're back to the Pacific Ocean's icy waters, where they spend the rest of the year filling up on fish. Islands like the Snares sure get crowded in the summer months. Better check out the Beach Report.
Time for the really wild island radio beach report brought to you by Sand. If it's on the beach and it's in your shorts, it's gotta be sand. Hey, let's go up to Bob Beachcomber in the Shore Copter.
Bob Beachcomber here, hovering over the Juan Fernandez Islands. It's day one of the summer season and the traffic is bumper to bumper and flipper to flipper. We're talking intense migration, so if you're a Juan Fernandez fur seal, consider using an alternate route. Beachfront parking is jam-packed and, hey, what's that? A fender bender? Oh, there's always one bully on the beach. Watch the fur, fellas. But most everyone else is having fun soaking up the surf and sun, small fry included. As usual, a new summer means a new crop of pups born right here on the beach. Careful, Mom, that's a baby, not a beach ball. Well, that's the view from up here in the air. This is Bob Beachcomber. Over to you, Spin.
There's an awful lot of coming and going on islands. Visits by seagoing animals like fur seals are part of the natural cycle of life here. But some islands have been invaded by animals that were never meant to be there at all. Remember the Galapagos? Well, a long time ago, people brought goats to the island. The goats ate the grass and other plants that the native animals need to survive. Now these tortoises have nearly disappeared. It's the same sad story on other islands, where invaders like rats are taking away native animals' food and homes. But there are people working hard to save island ecosystems. Some are replanting precious forests, while others are getting rid of uninvited invaders. And on some islands around the world, there are brand new ecosystems being born. This is New York City, one of the busiest places on Earth. Doesn't look like a good home for island animals, does it? Well, look again. In the middle of New York's harbor, birds like these herons have begun to make a home. They weren't here a few years ago, but when people cleaned up the polluted harbor, the birds found a new place to nest, with plenty of food for their growing chicks. Now people are keeping a close eye on the progress of the new island inhabitants. They may be surrounded by the big city, but on these little pieces of land, they've found a little bit of paradise.
Hey, all across the earth, see the spots of green among the blue. What does it mean to stand alone, to live life on your own? It's a world within a world, a solitary wonder, a self-contained community. An island is a world within a world. Yeah, yeah, feel the soft breeze. Watch the water glisten beneath the sun. So many different faces appear. You'll only find them here. In a world within a world, a solitary wonder, a self-contained community. An island is a world within a world.
Don't upset it, let it be. Don't upset it, let it be.
Let it be. It's already paradise. World within a world, a solitary wonder, a self-contained community. An island is a world within a world. A solitary wonder, a self-contained community. An island is a world within.
Well, gang, I hope you've had fun on our island adventure. But there are lots more really wild animals all across this wonderful world of ours. So be sure to join me on our next adventure. Until then, this is your pal Spin. Spin you later.